to the basement.
Hello, everybody, once again, and welcome to the basement. We are the Basement Boys. This is the Basement Boys podcast. And yeah, Dev, what do you got for us today?
Yo, what it do, people in Radio Land, Podcast Land, wherever you're listening to this. So we're jumping right into it. Last Dance just finished up. And oh my goodness, if you guys don't know the story, I'm sorry, spoiler alert, Jordan wins his 5th and 6th championship. And
No way.
yeah, and if you guys didn't know, I'm sorry, spoiler alert, but it's been 20 some odd years.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah, 20 years. It's been crazy.
We're old as shit, Dev.
We are. And just what those teams were able to accomplish, where you had the Jazz, who I think from like 83 or 84 had consistently been in the playoffs, and throughout the 90s, you know, they just kept running into the other teams of the Western Conference Finals, and Jazz are over here thinking, yo, this is our year in 96, you know, we got this. And then Michael Jordan and the Bulls come to play, and we all know how that goes, you know. And
There's only one way that story ever ends.
Yeah. And poor Byron Russell, he made the biggest mistake of all, is you do not talk trash to Michael Jordan. Because it came out that when Mike was playing baseball, he went down to practice facility, went to go say what's up to Karl Malone, John Stockton, and young Byron Russell's like, yo, man, why'd you quit? I could guard you. I could stop you. Come finals time, Mike remembers that and made him look foolish.
Yeah. I feel like that's like the biggest, like that's like a rookie mistake. At that point in 96, you knew who Michael Jordan was. You knew what poking the bear would be. And he poked right on away.
Oh, yeah. Like, it was just bad showing. I think it was like, I forget if it was in 96 or 97, but I think it was game 2 where the Bulls held the Jazz to, I believe, 50 points for the whole game, like 50 some odd points.
I think it was like 54.
Yeah. Lowest scoring, I think, by a team in finals and regular season in the shot clock era. Like, who does that? And a team that's stacked with Stockton and Malone running the perfect pick and roll and alley-oops that they did.
And I feel like every series, someone just decides to get at Michael. And I get it. He's the best player in the world. You're trying to get into his head, but there's no getting in his head. There's only fueling him.
Right.
And, like, you had enough time to understand that.
Right.
In every series, it would happen. I don't understand.
Right. And it's not like you said, every series it happened. It's not like, hey, he's a brand new rookie. We don't know anything about him. We have no tape. No, there was plenty of tape and plenty of sneakers and kids trying to be like him to understand, do not make him angrier. Like, he doesn't need any more motivation.
In 96, 97, 98, like, you knew at that point. Like, there was no questioning at that point whether he was the best basketball player ever at that point.
No. Hands down.
You know you're watching tape on him. You know what these things bring.
Right. You know ESPN and Inside NBA stuff with Ahmad Rashad are doing highlight reels of MJ. Like, I'm sure you turned the TV on during that time, MJ's on there. Just like LeBron's on there now, it was MJ then.
It was even bigger.
Yeah.
Especially because that's the only place you could get that type of thing back in the day was TV.
Right.
Social media is not as big of a thing. So all these little things that someone would just blast out on their social media and then maybe a blog will write about it all went through TV in these big spectacle events.
Right. But I was going to say, though, I think it was, what was that, Game 5 in 96, I believe it was. Jordan's flu game. Yo, talk about putting the team on his back. Man had nothing in him, literally had expelled everything from eating some bad pizza that only he ate, no one in his entourage ate, and still was able to drop 30 some odd points and play 45 minutes.
He spit all over that shit. Do you actually believe that though? Like, do you truly and honestly believe?
That was the flu? No, it was food poisoning.
No. But do you believe like someone tried to poison him? Like his whole story of a guy, like 5 guys came to deliver it, and we're looking in, and blah 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 blah.
No, I feel like it was just like some bad ingredient got left on the counter and got put onto that pizza. Because who, how would 5 guys know that it was Michael Jordan's room they were delivering to? Like, do you really think MJ is calling up the pizza joint and be like, "Hey, yeah, let me get a large pizza. It's for Michael Jordan." You know, no. He's, first off, I'm sure he's checked in under some alias, and
Yeah,
two,
I'm sorry, but I hear that point a lot. But someone brought up a good point today that they were ordering mad late. Like they even said they could only find one pizza shop open to do it. They could have called and been like, "Hey, I need a pizza," and the people be like, "Nah." I could totally see someone being like, "Yo, it's for Michael Jordan. Like, you gotta do it." You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because it's not because in '96 you got to remember it wasn't like now where there's always a 24/7 something. Back then there was not as many 24/7 things.
right.
Um, so I don't I could see how it happened that way,
Hmm.
in a way of just them being like, "Hey, like I know you're closing or you're closed technically, but like do us this solid. It's fucking Michael Jordan."
But still, I feel like his security would have like intercepted that and been that middle ground between the delivery guys and, if there was more than one, and MJ himself.
Well, yeah, I don't think MJ opened the door. I think he said his security was just like, "Yo, there was 5 guys out there looking in, blah 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 blah." Like, I don't think he answered the door specifically,
Right.
but like I said, I could see them trying to big time it and being like, "Hey, it's Michael Jordan, get us a pizza,"
Right.
and then that's where the events go down because there's a bunch of different like tricks that bartenders or stuff use, like putting eye drops in a drink will make you like either shit your pants or throw up. I forget which one. Um, but like they might know or they might have intentionally put a bad ingredient. But again, it sounds too story like fairy tale like folklore I guess
Yeah.
for me at the same time.
A
But
lot. Just very suspect.
like I know we were young for it, but I still like you still have to remember like Jordan Mania.
Oh, hell yeah,
Like
dude!
I
Everyone
had
wanted to be
all
like Mike.
Bulls everything. I was a Knicks fan and I had all Bulls everything. Like
Yo, everyone did. It didn't matter who you were. If you were a kid growing up in the late '80s, '90s, MJ was your dude. And even if he wasn't, it doesn't matter because your folks knew about MJ and probably were telling you, "Yo, this is the guy. This is the guy you need to watch. Like he is the best player on the planet right now."
I literally dressed up as him and did a biography on him in my 3rd grade class because I loved him so much. I'm not even playing. That happened.
No, I laughed because I think I did one in second grade.
I literally got a red penny and just duct taped 23 and Bulls on it.
I'm pretty sure I just wore my Jordan jersey and yeah, we called it a day.
Yeah, my mother was not spending money on a Jordan jersey for a fucking school project. She was like, "Fuck you, get the fuck out of here." She wouldn't buy me a jersey to begin with.
Yo, but props for coming up with the idea to duct tape the Bulls and 23 on there.
Dude, it was sick. I got those like fake earrings, the magnet ones, because he wore earrings. I buzzed my head. Like, I
You
went
went
hard.
all out. You went all out.
Yeah, for like hard body.
But on a sad note, speaking about the Bulls and the Jazz, gotta say, Jerry Sloan, longtime coach of the Jazz, also found out about this today. First Chicago Bull to have his number retired by the organization. Unfortunately, he passed away today due to complications of Parkinson's and forgive me, I forget something else. So our condolences to him, his family, and the whole Jazz organization.
Yeah, and Parkinson's is no joke. Like that's like things like that always upset me, just because like Parkinson's is real. Like I just feel terrible for anyone going through that.
Yeah.
But yeah, rip to the goat. No, maybe not the goat, but
Hey, he's fourth all time on NBA wins, so
upper echelon of goat contenders, I guess.
yeah. I mean, unfortunately, he did run into Michael Jordan 2 years in a row, but if he didn't, he probably would have won that championship.
I know that's always rough too. Just it was basically like the last few years of just running into the Warriors. Like you were so close, man.
It's like, hey, if they weren't healthy and a super team, you would probably be champion.
Literally, ESPN just did a breakdown of like the best starting fives for every team,
Yeah.
and Golden State Warriors were Clay, Steph, Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, um, fuck, hold on, I gotta look it up now. I'm gonna see it. And I'm gonna see it, and I'm gonna be so fucking pissed at myself for not thinking of the name right now.
I was going to say, like, is it bad that I just want to say Shaq? And I was like, oh, wait, Shaq didn't play for them.
Hold on. I'll find it. Wilt Chamberlain. Duh.
Oh, I forgot he played for the Warriors back in the day. That was back when they were in Philly, I think.
Yeah, literally just almost their exact starting five, except you put Wilt Chamberlain in there.
Right.
Like, it's not even fair.
No. Damn, that would be a fun team to watch, I think.
That would. A lot of these lineups were really great.
All right, but switching gears, going from NBA to NFL. Here, your Jets are making some noise, signing their backup quarterback.
The fucking goat, Joe Flacco, dude.
Yeah, 1 year, I think like 1 point some odd mil.
Honestly, it's not a bad move. Just another veteran mind in the room to help shape Sam Darnold. Because remember, he's still only going into his third year.
Oh, damn, that's right.
Yeah. He's still only going into his third year. So just having that is nice. And also with everything going on right now, he hasn't completed a season yet. Just I've heard a lot of people say it like, and I understand why they're thinking that. Thinking it, I think it's going to be the year of the backup a little bit.
Yeah.
Just because there's so many things that can go wrong right now.
I mean, I'm sorry to do this to you, but look what happened last year when he went down with mono. They were down to what, their fourth string emergency quarterback at one point.
Oh God. And they did the right thing and got a good backup last year. Like they invested in it. I can't remember who it was right now for some reason.
I think it was Trevor Simeon.
Yes, it was Trevor Simeon. And like a guy who's been there, who's started, who's like had to make plays. Maybe is not who you want leading your franchise like Sam would be, but another veteran mind to have in there.
Yeah. And then just got destroyed.
Yeah, that sucks. And then Nick fucking Folk, dude.
That's all right. You can only go up from here.
Well, not with these Jamal Adams trade rumors. So
Yo, first off, side note, I didn't even realize that Jamal Adams was only in his third year.
he's going into his fourth. He was drafted the year before Darnold.
My fault. So I'm thinking, like, with all this free agent talk and him looking for extension, I'm thinking, oh man, he's going into his last year. Like, Jets should get this done. Then it hits me, nah, man, dude's going to year 4. He's still got 2 more years on that rookie deal.
Yeah, and they've already picked up his fifth-year option. Like they've already came out and said it.
Right, and I think that 5th year is guaranteed now under the most recent CBA, like guaranteed money.
Right.
But that's just like for the Jets, it's just looking at a team-friendly deal. Like I understand he's the emotional leader of your team, and he is the best player on your team, so you want to lock him up long term. But at the same time, I see team-friendly deal. Maybe you get some more pieces for Sam Darnold, and right before year 5 goes into effect, then you extend him.
Yeah, but I also feel like he could be starting the conversations now, so they know that next offseason they're paying him whether they have the 5th-year option or not.
Right.
It's kind of like I feel like Lev did this a little bit when they kept franchise tagging him until that last year while he sat out. He voiced his opinion on it the year before as well.
Right.
But he was like, you know what, I'll play this year. And then when they did it again after he had voiced his opinion, that's when he was like, no, I'm not playing.
Right.
So I think this could be one of those kind of just like laying the seeds a little bit, and
Right.
he just doesn't have to go to the Zoom meetings, but that is what that is. Like,
I mean, I guess that is your dream, not to go to a Zoom meeting when, we can't do anything right now.
yeah, so the Cowboys are coming after him hard.
Of
Jerry
course.
wants him.
Of
Jerry wants him
course.
bad.
I mean, he is the best safety in the game right now.
I'd do it for Amari, probably. And maybe like a second or third.
If the Cowboys offered Amari and a draft pick, like you said, a second or third, I would make that trade.
I don't want to, though.
No.
Like that would, if it was my call, everything about it would hurt for me. But I'd make the call. But I'd be crying the whole time because I fucking love Jamal Adams.
I mean, you look at what he does and what he brings to your team. Like, dude's a monster.
He might honestly be the best safety in the league.
Right?
He's up there.
Yeah. Like, who else right now is competing with him?
I honestly couldn't tell you.
Exactly.
At safety, maybe not the best backfield player, but at safety, yeah.
Like, it's not many, if any.
Part of me feels like I'm doing it because of hometown bias, just because he's my guy and he's really good. But I think he makes a strong case.
Yeah. I mean, I've been thinking about it, and he's definitely in the top for me.
Any other football news?
Yeah, so apparently this week, was the weekend of dumbasses.
Oh my goodness.
Yo, I'm sorry. We gotta get these guys into the facility and get them on some training programs or something to keep them out of trouble, because they just don't seem to learn. You got Quinn Dunbar of the Seattle Seahawks and DeAndre Baker of my New York Giants allegedly committing armed robbery with loaded guns. So you're committing felonies right there at a party where everyone knows you. Like, dumbass.
Apparently the story is they robbed an illegal dice game. And they stole the watches off the people they were playing with.
I'm sorry, were they watching the Chappelle Show World Series of Dice? Like, Come on, be smart.
I guess from what I've heard from the story, it's something like they apparently had lost big a week before and then were going in and playing, and it's speculated that they might have like won big or something, and the guys were refusing to pay up, so they were like, okay, then run the watches, because they paid 70 grand the week before, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I think they said one was 5 grand, one was 10 grand, and one was 15
Ooh.
grand.
Yeah,
But
I would.
one of them
I
apparently was fake though, so it was only like 400.
Yeah, break me off a little bit of that 5Gs, and like I'll keep them out of trouble.
Dude,
I'll
just stupid though. Like, you're professional athletes.
right.
Like, I mean, I guess they thought like, oh, if we're playing dice illegally for thousands of dollars, they're not going to report it. But still, like, you are in the public spotlight, even if you aren't like the biggest player. Even like, you don't have to be a Tom Brady. Like, that happens to anyone on a professional sports team. It's going to be news.
Right. Yeah, and then you also had Bills defensive tackle, number 9 drafted overall pick, Ed Oliver, got arrested for disorderly conduct and DWI. And I mean, listen, in today's age, that's a dumbass move right there because we got Uber, Lyft. But the worst part is he had an open container and didn't even try to hide it. Just had it right there on his lap when the cops pulled him over.
Dude, what a fucking idiot.
Right? Like, dumbass.
Like, at least attempt.
Right?
Like, give them a reason to try to let you go.
right?
And,
But
like, do you think because you just got drafted, you're, like, you're this famous rock star who's going to get away with anything? Like, no.
I mean, look, we have all seen Tom Brady get yelled at by police for practicing in a park and going into someone else's house. If he's getting yelled at, you know you're going to get in worse trouble.
I, like, I don't understand what people see in drinking and driving, because Aaron Judge's girlfriend just got in trouble for basically the same thing. And someone I was listening, I think on ESPN, was bringing up a good point. If you had just kept your mouth shut and not said you were Aaron Judge's girlfriend, no one would have known you were Aaron Judge's girlfriend.
Right.
This would not have made news. But now they have you on tape being like, you don't understand the New York media and blah, 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 blah. My boyfriend plays for the Yankees. Like, blah, blah, blah. Like, if you didn't say that, you're just a bit another drunk bitch getting pulled over.
Oh, yeah. But
I don't
because
know.
it's the New York media, you know, they're going to run with that. And, yo, this is why you don't name drop. Unless it's a good lawyer to get your ass out of trouble for drinking and driving.
Yeah, and that's why you should worry about it. You should shut the fuck up and then worry about it in court,
Right.
where you can pay these crazy lawyers and do whatever. I don't know.
Exactly.
Not that I'm trying to give people a way to get out of drinking and like get out of DUIs, because don't drink and drive. But
Don't drive, call Uber, call Lyft, call your friend. But don't call your friend that you've been out with all night. Call someone else.
yeah, don't call your drunk ass friend. Like, come
Right.
on.
Unless it's to tell them a cool story. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's all about the football news. Chris, what happened with UFC?
A pretty wild fight. The Glover Teixeira Anthony Smith fight did not go down how I expected. Anthony Smith looked when he came out, he looked like he was ready. He looked like he was laser focused, ready to go. Came out fucking on fire, throwing nonstop, not giving Glover a chance to breathe. Punches, kicks, mixing it up beautifully, like front kicks, roundhouse kicks, hooks, straight punches. Like, oh, it was beautiful to watch. But then but he just couldn't keep up that pace for all 5 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
Especially not against a guy like Glover. And then Glover just started landing. And he started landing a lot. And Anthony got himself so tired and just honestly just got fucking beat up for 2-3 rounds. Like bad.
Right.
Like there was 2 10-8 rounds in there. And that's incredible. 2 10-8 rounds back to back.
For the people at home that don't know what a 10-8 round is, what is that?
A 10-8 round. The way boxing and MMA is scored is the 10-point must system. So if me and you were boxing,
Yeah.
and I did better in the round, I would get 10 points. You would get 9 points for that round.
Okay.
So, but if I beat the hell out of you for that round where it wasn't even a fight, or in boxing if I knock you down, but not in MMA, knockdowns don't make it happen.
Right.
But if I'm just beating you up for the full round, like it doesn't even look like a fight, that'll be made a 10-8 round.
Okay.
Because you lost so much that you lose an extra point.
Damn, just adding salt to the wound.
Yeah, so he was, and everyone, like the controversy is his corner should have stopped it. The referee should have stopped it.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been back and forth on it because, Anthony Smith said, hey, I took that option away from my corner. But you saw with the Deontay Wilder fight recently.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter if he takes away your option. You can still do it. You know what I mean? And that guy might have gotten fired, but I'm sure if you ask that guy again, if you ask that guy right now, would he have done it again? He's like, yeah, I'd rather be fired right now than watch my guy die.
Right. You gotta protect the athlete from themselves.
And I just don't. And I know Anthony Smith has come out and be like, hey, it was my call, blah 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 blah. But at the same time, I don't think that extra 2 rounds before you lost was worth it. Mm-hmm. I know everyone has a puncher's chance, and we've seen crazier things, but he was done. He was so done. Just physically, mentally, it started to look like near the end of it, like he was doing what he needed to do to survive, but he looked like he didn't want to be there anymore. Like, you know what I mean? He didn't want to be fighting. He was just kind of trying to survive.
Right.
And
safe to say, Anthony got gas.
And I think there was a lot of times where the referee could have and should have stepped in.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the same thing in the Walt Harris fight. But I felt like because Walt Harris has been through a lot.
Yeah.
And I messed up, I think, a couple weeks ago talking about this fight. I thought it was him who said the things about like Paige Van Zant and all that, but I was wrong. It was Curtis Blades, and I'm an idiot.
We'll forgive you.
But yeah, just everything with his stepdaughter being like murdered or whatever. Like you wanted him to win. It was so bad, but so I understood. I felt like he took a lot of extra shots than he should have too. But I almost understood why the ref did that one. Like, you want to give this guy every last shot to pull this out for everything he did. You know what I mean? Like, everything he's had to go through recently. And Anthony's been through a lot, too, because he got his house broken into and had to, like, fight the guy. But,
damn.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know. Again, I just don't think those last 2 rounds were worth
their trouble.
worth all the damage he took, like permanent damage, like scars on his face, which will open up, even if they don't. I'm not saying they're gonna look bad. Like I'm not saying he's gonna look like a monster. I'm just saying like if he has it, just hitting it again, that scar tissue will open back up easier, and
Right.
that's blood in your eyes, and like there's different factors that come into play when things like that happen,
Mm-hmm.
and just like probably the brain damage that happened to him. Like maybe not like direct, like oh he's stupid now, but like um more like how do I put this? Like CTE type thing. Like you know what I mean?
Right. Like it's not going to affect him now, but
Down
it
the
might
road.
affect his way of living later on in life.
Yeah. And um I don't know. I just don't think it was worth it. And obviously very upset about the Walt Harris Alistair Overeem fight, even though I'm happy Alistair got a win because he needed it.
Mm-hmm.
But no offense to Alistair, I don't think there was a person in the world except for maybe like his mom rooting for him.
Right.
And she was probably still rooting for Walt Harris with everything he's been through.
Yeah. I mean, you with every like you said, with everything that happened to Harris, it's kind of hard not to root for him. But unfortunately, didn't go that way.
It's a shame, man.
It's always the
Uh,
next fight.
any other pressing news we got for today, Dev?
Um, Nothing pressing, but fun story coming out of Korea, South Korea, that is, with I believe it was FC Seoul, their football club, who apparently is in the top of the standings over there, decided to put mannequins in the stands to simulate their supporter section, and everything was all fine and dandy until they even had the mannequins wearing masks and being the appropriate 6 feet apart. Well, apparently some of the
Responsibility.
responsibility at its finest. Well, except for this part, which is irresponsible. Someone gave the signs to mannequins, and apparently they were advertising adult websites.
I mean, hey, it's a way to make money.
It is a way to make money, except for when your bosses and their bosses find out and they were not happy. Find them a record 82,000 American dollars, which
Rough.
turns into like 1 million Korean dollars. Yeah, so maybe they should get like subliminal advertising and not use sex mannequins and stuff.
I think some of the baseball teams use sex dolls too, but I think they didn't like draw attention to the fact that they were sex dolls, just everyone knew they were.
Subliminal messaging at its finest.
Yo, Korea is wild for that though.
Yeah, it is.
Like, could you imagine that? Like, could you imagine like the fucking not Boston Bruins, fucking I don't know, the Yankees, fucking
I was gonna say fuck the Bruins.
um, just the Yankees for whatever, just having fucking sex dolls as their fans. Could you just imagine that?
No. Like, I kind of want to meet the person who came up with that idea, and then I want to meet that person's boss who's like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea, and be like, go on, tell me your business plan.
Yo, this South Korea is wild.
Yeah, it is.
South Korea is absolutely wild. Staying on baseball though, these contract negotiations are not looking great.
Nah, they're getting closer and closer to that July 4th start date that they hope, but it seems like that the players are not willing to budge. I mean, I'm all for, go get your money, but something's got to give.
But see, I think it's easy to blame the players here, but at the same time, if you working in this, your boss was just like, okay, first of all, I'm cutting your hours in half. And you were like, you know what, fine, I get it. Shit's tight. Like, we gotta do what we gotta do. And he goes, oh yeah, and then those half your hours that I'm giving you, I'm also gonna take 33%. I'm gonna cut your pay by 33%.
Right.
Like, and you have a contract saying, hey, I made this much, and you already conceded that they're going to cut your hours in half. And now they're saying, now we're going to cut your pay too. And like, I get it. Everyone's losing money because there's no gate and stuff like that. But like, if the Yankees are going to fold because they can't pay their players half their actual salary because there's no one in the stands, that's a bigger problem.
Yeah.
There's so much more wrong with that. So, like I said, it's easy to blame the players because they're visible, and you're just like, you know what? You've seen like, oh, this guy's making $350 million on this contract, and this guy's making this on this contract. But at the same time, just you have to look at it in the sense of you wouldn't take that pay cut. You don't make the money they make, but I don't care if you're a person who makes $500,000 a year. Like, that's not crazy money, but that's good money. And yeah, you could probably survive off 250,000 and then take away another 33%. So like somewhere around 175, 200,000, like in that range. I'm not super great at math, but
math is hard.
Like, even though you could probably still survive on that 175,000, 200,000, but like you have a house that you bought off the salary you were expecting to make. You have a car that you bought in mind of the salary you were expecting to make. You have this, that, and the third, and yeah, if you make that much, you probably have a little nut stashed away to be able, and you would be able to make it through these things, but you don't want to have to go into your like retirement savings or just your general savings that you might have earmarked for this, that, or the third.
Right.
Because someone who has exponentially, because say what you want about these guys being rich, these billionaires have exponentially more money.
Oh yeah.
Than these players. So you want to protect their profits over your profits, especially when you're doing all the work.
Right.
I understand it from the player's perspective.
Yeah. Owners got to share that wealth, break off a little some. Hell, you know what? Listen, I haven't played baseball since, I don't know, 13. I'll play. Sign me up. Put me in the outfield, coach. I'm ready. I'm just going to get hit by a pitch and take my walks.
And but that's the other cool thing, that even if they do come to an agreement where like some of the people will play and some of them won't, a lot of these young guys like can come up and get that experience in the big show a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Michael Jordan's going to come out of retirement again.
Dude, can you imagine it? He'd do it too.
He would.
He's the crazy ass motherfucker, I swear.
Yeah, he would spend 18 months getting into baseball shape and still probably hit, I don't know, 170 or something like that just to start.
Other things in the news. Premier League's coming back. That should be fun. It's looking like it. Even though I honestly, to be honest, I did not mind everything going on. I'm a Chelsea fan, so everything going on with Chelsea, that's cool. You can keep the league shut down for now. Burn us a year.
Drink.
Yeah, I'm just excited for anything. I am really just excited for anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's been
any type of live sports, any more sources I can get from it, I'd be super stoked. I just want it to be done in a safe way.
Oh yeah, I mean safety is the number one priority, and anything would be good. Hell, I was watching marble racing a couple weeks ago. That's how desperate I was.
Yo, marble racing gets intense. Don't play
Yo,
with that.
it really does though. That fight that broke out in the stands. Oh my goodness.
But yeah, as much as I really want baseball to come back because I know everyone says it's super slow, but I still enjoy like watching a baseball game. Maybe I'll put it on in the background while I'm doing something else, but I still like enjoy it being there.
Mm-hmm.
I miss with like listening to it on my ride home from work, like. But I also at the same time, if it doesn't happen, I'll understand at the very least.
Yeah. I mean, I'm all for. I love like the divisional matchups when you got the deep hatred between the two teams and it's going back and forth. Like those are the games I miss personally.
Oh yeah. Only when we're at home though, because we haven't been winning the road ones recently. But that has to do with two cheating teams actually.
Yeah.
Fucking Boston and the Astros, dicks.
Yeah. And no alleged factor on this one, like clear
No,
cut.
they actually did it.
Yeah.
We're there. They didn't get punished for it because fucking MLB's soft, but
Strip them of the title.
I didn't care about that one. Like it's like I know he got flack for saying it, but it is just a piece of metal. Like you can't just give it to the other team. It's not gonna validate them because then all the other teams that the Astros went through to get to that game, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter to me. Just knowing that they'll be known for that year as the cheaters,
Yeah.
it's still gonna be a black mark on them. So I don't mind that, but I just wish the people involved got more punishment per se.
Oh yeah. It's like a little slap on the wrist for them.
It still makes me mad. It makes
So,
me
yeah.
mad for CC.
I know. Poor CC.
What were you gonna
But
say?
I was gonna say, speaking of baseball, you know what I'm hyped for?
What's that?
The 30 for 30 on Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa. The summer of, what was it, 98 when they went on the home run race.
Are they doing the steroids side of
Oh,
it? I have not.
hoping so.
I have not seen anything on this. I didn't know this was coming out.
Yeah.
I saw the greatness series with Tom Brady's going to be on it.
Yep.
LeBron's going to be on it. Kelly Slater's going to be on it. Sean White's going to be on it. There's a bunch of people on it actually.
That
It's
one
going to be
looks good, too.
it's going to be like a series, and each one's going to get their own episode or whatever.
Yeah.
And ESPN's really been executing with I love their 30 for 30s. I loved The Last Dance. They're really executing on these documentaries,
Mhm.
either these docu-series or these just single one-time documentaries. They're really doing well in executing, and I'm very I'm very excited every time they come out with something.
Yeah.
Or that one might be Apple. I think ESPN's doing something else with Tom Brady too, though.
Yeah. Yeah. They're doing something similar to like The Last Dance,
Oh, I don't know.
I think.
Does he have cameras? I'm not sure if it's in that vein. I don't know if he had cameras following him around like Jordan did at that time.
Who knows? We'll
'Cause
find
remember,
out,
for
though.
the reason they did this is that last season he had his own camera crew following him around. That's how they
Right.
got all that cool footage.
Right.
And as much as it was hard to follow, I did like how they jumped from 98 back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though it was at times hard to follow. But
But it's funny though how the 98 season like mirrored like key moments in throughout his career. Like when Scotty went down, it was kind of like when he was in the early parts of his career, and it was really just him and everyone else. And then, when they got when they were struggling, it was right there with them trying to get over the hump of the bowl. I mean, of the Pistons, and how teams like the Jazz or the Rockets and stuff, they were the Bulls if the Bulls were the Pistons. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It was. Every time I saw it, it was weird, but it's weird to remember that Michael Jordan beat Dennis Rodman for a title before winning a title with him.
And then dragged his ass out of his house and back to practice.
Bro, you could never have an athlete like Dennis Rodman again.
No.
You really couldn't. If someone left practice, left in the middle of everything to go to the WCW, are you kidding? If someone did that now,
in the middle of finals, nonetheless.
Yeah,
this isn't even the regular season; it's finals time.
And I saw something today. It actually might have been on the documentary. I can't remember now, but they were just like, "Hey, Dennis, smart businessman. He knew the fine he was going to get was $50,000. He knew the pay he was going to get from WCW was $250,000. So set that 50 aside, and you got $200,000 now."
That's what we call in the business world profit.
I mean, at the very least, when he was acting crazy, he was setting himself up while acting crazy. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And hey, they still won the series. So who the fuck cares?
Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Like they say, winning cures all.
It's true though. It really is. Well, not necessarily. Not for Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. So.
Yeah, they were done.
All right, so I think I'm pretty much out of everything, Dev. How about you?
Yeah, can't really say. Think we covered everything that happened this week. So that's probably enough rambling from us, and yeah, that's probably it.
All right, well, as we said, production going up every motherfucking week.
Yeah, buddy.
I'm just happy parts are starting to come in. That's I get new toys every week, and then I get to ship Devin new toys every week, and it's all great.
And we try to bring you new stories every week.
Here we go. We are the Basement Boys, episode 8 in the books. See ya.
Deuces.
Welcome to the basement.